We are going to start movement actually right away, just because we want to get the body moving and feeling a little bit more malleable and a little bit more pliable. So when you're ready, you're just going to come into a tabletop position on the hands and the knees. And try not to worry too much about the positioning of the hands and the knees. Quite often we'll come into this position and right away we'll focus on how far apart the hands are. Usually they're shoulder width, knees are hip width, but just allow them to sort of be a little bit slack. It doesn't matter so much. And I just want you to begin to move in your own way, in any way that's going to feel good for you and where your body is at right now. So feel free to do this with the eyes closed down. And when you do this with the eyes closed, you start to take on a little bit more of the sensation-based movement. And it's quite nice to move from a feeling of what is feeling like it's liberating your body, and moving from a place of what feels good and what feels like it's helping to release, rather than moving from a place of, I guess, sequence, or moving from a place of symmetry. You might spend a bit more time on one side of the body than another. Feel free to also allow the hands to find and explore space around you, if that gives you a little bit more opening into the body. There's no rules about what you shouldn't do. It's just about what you want to do. So just feeling into any movement that comes as a result of just noticing sensation. And you might just really, really love just doing strictly cat-cow. And if you do, then there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just giving yourself the freedom and the permission to move in a way that is going to feel great for you. And just start to really introduce your body to this practice. And we'll do this for a few more breaths. Feel free to explore different positions with your hands if you're wanting to work out a little bit of tension through the wrists. Just letting the body move, being curious, letting go of any resistance. And then slowly making your way back into a tabletop position, and then we'll draw the knees together and we'll sit the buttocks down towards the heels, and here you can find whatever position you'd like with your hands. And we are going to let the eyes close down if they have opened. And here we'll just allow a little bit of stillness. So we've moved and we've introduced our practice to ourselves, basically, with movement. And this helps to add a little bit more of a presence. So just sitting and feeling with this connection that you're going to be making between the strength of your body, and in today's case for this practice, it's going to be the strength of the back body, specifically the spine and the muscles around there. Creating that union with the strength that you have, with your calm breath, with the mind, and collecting your thoughts through the process of this practice in order to really move towards a place of greater clarity, even if it's just for this practice or just for a few moments after this practice. However long that stays with you is great, but you're building up various connection points within yourself. So just really feeling into that. Maybe that is part of your intention with participating in this session, is just coming back to reconnecting various parts of yourself. Even if that's just purely based around the physical, even if that's just purely based around your energy or your mind. In any capacity, we're just coming back to uniting various parts of ourselves that we might have felt disconnected from. Just taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll draw the hands palms into a prayer position towards the chest, just a little bow of the chin down, and just take a moment to acknowledge, yes, good for you. You showed up, you're here on your mat for this practice. It's already happening. You're already gaining the benefits, so good for you. And thanks for being here. Okay, we'll let the eyes open. And we're going to come forward to tabletop, but we're going to lower down towards the elbows. So we're going to drop down to the elbows, and it's up to you how you want your hands. Maybe palms flat, maybe you prefer palms together or a fist, or maybe you hold a block or a prop in between. The choice is yours. And we're going to shift the weight forward towards the elbows to then take weight off the left leg. Now you might like the right knee to come into the center so that the left leg can lift up. So I just want you to feel in this position that there's a long line from the tip of your left big toe all the way towards the crown of the head. So that means that we're not creating a crease in the back of the neck by lifting the chin, nor are we rounding and crunching. We're just going long. So it's like you're trying to elongate your spine. Your leg is an extension of your spine. All the way to the crown of the head is an extension of the spine, and you're just feeling into that length before we then create a little bit of movement. So we're going to start. Inhale, lift your leg a little higher and lift your chin. Looking with your eyes forward or a little bit up. You should feel this into the spine. And exhale, tap the toe down and allow the crown of the head to hover between the elbows. Inhale, leg lifts, chin lifts, eyes lift. Exhale, let the toe tap, allow the crown of the head to hover. Let's go again. Inhale, leg up, chin up. Exhale, lower the leg, tap the toe, and hover the crown of the head. Inhale, 2 more, leg up, lift the chin, and exhale, lower down. Let the crown of the head hover. The last one, inhale, leg up, lift up, full lungs. Exhale, allow the toe to tap and the crown of the head to hover. Let's bring the left knee in, reposition the knees. We're gonna push up onto the hands. Let's take 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, belly is long, lifting your gaze up and filling your lungs. Exhale, start to round your spine, empty out the lungs, and push down the tops of the feet. Inhale again. Belly is lengthening as you turn your gaze upward. And exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Scoop your pubic bone forward. Hold here. Tuck your toes under. Hover your knees away from the mat, holding here for 10. 9, push down hands. 8, knees are just hovering a hair above the mat. 4, 3, relax your jaw. 2, breathing normally. 1, let the knees lower down. Untuck the toes, turn the gaze forward. We're going to come to the other side, lower down to the elbows. So first, shifting the weight off of the left knee. Maybe the left knee comes a bit into the center and the right leg lifts. So from this perspective, we're just feeling into the straight line from the big toe all the way through to the crown of the head. So this might mean that your leg is not as high as you can take it, but we're not trying to take it super high right now. We're just trying to feel into the lengthening from one end point of the body, which in this case is the toe, to the opposite end point, which in this case is the crown of the head, just feeling that length. And then we'll start our 5 lifts. Let's go. Inhale, looking up, lift the leg, lift the chin, full lungs. Exhale, tap the toe, allow the crown of the head to hover between the elbows. Inhale, lifting up, up, lift the gaze. Exhale, lowering down. So inherently, we're going to be using glute strength. Let's go again. Inhale, lifting up. As we access our spine strength, exhale, lower down. Down. Keep pushing through the elbow points. Few more. Inhale, lifting up. Keep the sole of the foot. Exhale, lowering down. Facing towards the ceiling so your leg is not externally rotating. Two more. Inhale, let's go up. Up. Lift at the top. Exhale, down. Down. Crown of the head hovers. Last one. Inhale, lift. Lift. Lift and exhale. Lower. 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 Good. Let's draw the right knee in. Push up onto the hands. Same thing like we did before. 2 rounds of cat-cow into hovering the knees. Breathing in. Let the belly drop. Filling your lungs. Taking your gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale. Round. Push the palms and scoop your pubic bone to your forehead. One more. Inhale. Belly long. Eyes lift. Exhale. Round the spine. Tuck your chin. When you're ready, tuck your toes. When you're ready, push down, palms, hover, knees. 10, 9, 8, 7. Just a small gap between the knees and the mat. 5, 4. Breathe. 3. Soft jaw. 2 and 1. This time, push up into your downward facing dog. And take about the next 5 or so breaths to move in any way that feels good for your body right now. So if you're not quite sure how you might move, again, you can close the eyes down and just be curious. How does it feel when I lift this heel? How does it feel when I bend that knee? How does it feel when I move my tail or I move my head? Be curious. And then you'll start to pick up on what the body is really wanting to express. And we'll come into this gradual entry of stillness. So we're not just moving, then all of a sudden, boom, we're still. It's a gradual entry into stillness. Pushing down through the hands, palms, spreading the fingers nice and wide. And as you push the palms down, there will be this extension and this lengthening from the palms to the tail. And with that lengthening, the push, it's like you're bounding your energy down through your hands, and the rebound is occurring through the reach of the tail back and up. And then further to that, you want to wrap your armpits just ever so slightly like they're going to face one another. If you cannot do that, then turn your hands, palms angled out slightly. Pushing the palms down, give yourself permission to bend the knees, give yourself permission to have a gap between the heels and the mat. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Eyes should be falling, maybe between the feet or between the thighs or somewhere in that range. Back of the neck should be long and spacious. Good. And then from here, take your time to slowly walk yourself up to the top of the mat. So as you walk, I really like to lift my hip to get my foot forward. Otherwise, you get stuck. Lift onto the fingertips whenever you need to keep slowly walking up until you're at the top of your mat. Allow your head to hang. Allow your arms to relax. Let them release. Let them go. From here, we're going to interlock the 10 fingers and place that interlocked grip at the back of the head. Have a good, generous bend into the knees and feel your feet about a hip width distance apart. Inhale, lengthen the chin and the throat. Come up all the way with the hands onto the back of the head. Let's go down again, bending the knees. Go nice and slow. So you want to keep the elbows out as you come down. Let the head drop. Doing this again. Inhale, come up. Feel the heels pushing down. This will activate through the glutes. As I mentioned before, let's go again, coming down. This will activate through the glutes and also through the back muscles. Inhale again, let's go up. So you're trying to keep your elbows out to the side as you come up, push the heels all the way down. We've got one more down and one more up, giving a generous bend in the knees as much as you need to shift your weight on your heels as you then allow your body to come down. And we're gonna finish coming up, pushing the heels down into the mat to lift all the way up. Let's release the arms high. Exhale, we're just gonna shake them out. A few little flicks through the wrists and through the fingers, and then we're gonna draw the hands, palms together into a prayer position. We'll draw the feet together as well. We're gonna take a little back bend into a lunge. So we're really working on opening through the spine and using the back body muscles to create that opening. So from here, let's open up into cactus and shift the weight off of the left foot so you're balancing on the right foot. From here, kick your left heel to your buttocks and then try to draw your elbows back and kick your leg back. Holding 3, 2, 1. Let's draw the knee up and squeeze through the forearms. Do it again. Draw the knee back, open up, 3, 2, 1. Do it again. Squeeze it forward. Forearms connect. Last one. Open it up. Kick the heel to the buttocks. 3, 2. Now we're going to stay here. Reach the left leg long, bend the right knee, and you're in to your lunge. We're gonna open the chest towards the ceiling and squeeze into the back of the body. Pause here. Find the breath. Ooh, little bit of off balance maybe, that happens sometimes. And soften slightly through the shoulders. We're gonna shift forward and do 3 more lifts like we had done when we were standing at the top of the mat. So let's draw the left knee up, bring the forearms together, and then kick back to the buttocks first, then long through the left leg, lower the toes down into your back bend. Let's do it again. Shifting forward, up, knee lifts. Good. Bring it back, kick the heel to the buttocks, lift the chest, reach the leg, lower, shine the heart up. Last one, squeeze the knee up, shifting the weight, and then kick heel to buttocks. That's it, reaching the leg back long and shining the heart up. Hold here. And then from this position, let's take the hands, lower them all the way down to frame the front foot. Get a bigger step if you need to. And we're gonna come into round the spine. Tuck your chin into your chest to draw your forehead towards your knee. Eyes gazing in the least towards your back toe. But ideally, we're striving to look to the belly. Rounding into the spine. And whether or not you can achieve this, it doesn't matter, but I want you to imagine that the push down of your hands on either side of your foot is what really gives maybe potential space between the right thigh and the belly. Let's inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, palms in prayer, step to the top of the mat. Good. Let's breathe in the arms up. Exhale, shake the arms a few times. Let them go. Okay, good stuff. Bringing the hands, palms into prayer position. We're going to be shifting the body weight over towards the left foot this time. So we'll take the arms into that prayer position, shifting the weight onto the left foot, and you're going to kick the heel to the buttocks, open, and lift the chest. Kick the heel, and then squeeze it forward, knee up. Again, kick the heel to the buttocks, lift the chest, and squeeze, knee up, forearms together. Again, kick it back, squeeze it in. We're gonna take one more, draw the knee up, elbow squeeze, last one. Kick the heel to the buttocks, open, hold here, then bending into the left knee, extend the right leg back long, coming in to your lunge. Finding that balance, shine the heart up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders as much as you need to, but you can still be dynamic in that little active back bend. Okay, let's take the knee up and do like we just did 3 times. Shifting forward, knee comes up, forearms connect. Good, squeeze the heel to the buttocks, open it up, then reach the leg back long, lift the chest up to the ceiling. Doing it again, shifting forward, knee comes to lift. Squeeze heel to buttocks, open it up, take the leg back, lower the toes, upper body back. Last one, inhale, shifting forward, knee comes to lift, and then squeeze the heel to the buttocks. One side definitely is more challenging. This is common than the other. And then open, pausing here, feeling that lowering down energy through the front thigh and that opening chest in the back body. From here, lowering the hands to frame the front foot. Wider step if you need to, maybe on the fingertips, palms closer into the foot. Round the spine, tuck your chin, and looking into the navel. Breathe. Again, this pushing energy through the fingers or the palms should give you the idea or the intention of trying to get the spine so rounded that there's potentially space, or in the least, less pressure with your belly and your chest on your left thigh. Let's inhale, come up, lifting the chest, palms to prayer, step, top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, shake it out. Shake it out, good. From here, opening up the feet, hip width distance apart. Interlock the fingers at the back of the head, opening up the elbows, a little bend into the knees. Coming forward, this time we're gonna pause halfway pause. And we're gonna release the interlocks of the fingers so you just have the fingertips on the back of the head rather than this interlocked grip. And we're gonna take the arms straight and tap the sides of the head. And straight and tap. We'll do 10 of these. 8 and tap. 7, tap. 6, keep pushing down your heels, tap. 5, extend and tap. 4 and tap, long spine. 3 and tap. 2 and tap, last time. 1 and tap, good. Let the body drop all the way down. Let the head relax and release. Find that hanging energy, let it go. And then we're gonna just step back right away into tabletop position. Let's go again, down onto the elbows. Shifting the weight off the left leg. Left leg lifts up behind you. And we're gonna pulse this time. So we're gonna do 3 pulses, looking up with the leg lifting, then we'll let the toe and we'll let the crown of the head lower down, okay? So let's go. Inhale, look up, leg up, pulse. 3, pulse. 2, pulse. 1, exhale, lower, tap the toe. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift, up, pulse. 3, pulse. 2, pulse. 1, exhale, lower. 1 more, inhale, coming all the way up, pulse. 3, pulse. 2, pulse. 1, and then lower all the way down. Let's right away swap it. Bending that left knee, right leg goes back. Inhale, lift it up. Let's go. Pulse. 3, pulse. 2, pulse. 1, exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting up. Pulse. 3, 2, 1, good. Lower. This is the last one here. Inhale, coming all the way up. Pulse. 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. And from here, both of the knees come in. We're gonna just take a moment to push back to child's pose. Feel free to bend the elbows, slide them along the sides of the body, or reach them forward in front of you. Breathing here. All right, good. And we're gonna slowly lift the body all the way up into this seated kneeling position here. So from here, we're gonna work on a little bit of movement, again, through the back of the body, and this is our anchor. So you really wanna imagine that the sitting bones, the flesh of the bum, they're anchored down quite strongly to the heels. So in this case, we're gonna take the arms out to the sides. So squeeze in between your thighs and lean the body as far forward as you can. And here we're gonna pulse the arms, and we're not gonna take a number on this, it's gonna be more for a time frame. So you're just gonna flutter kind of the arms up and down and up and down. So go ahead, you can start. So it's really up to you how high you go. If your flexibility and combined with your strength allows you to go a little bit higher like a V, then you can take the arms a little bit higher, but you can knock on your own door of depth to whatever degree you wish. Keep pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Squeezing between the thighs, feeling the sitting bones really anchored down towards the heels, and keep moving like this. Shoulders, you might start to feel it. We're here for another 10 seconds. Keep working with this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, shake it out. Shake it out. Let's take the right elbow and bring it underneath the left elbow. Now you can choose to grab the shoulders, or you can choose to come into eagle arms if that's something you're familiar with. And we're just gonna lift the elbow points up and let them pull down. And again, lifting up. And let the elbow points pull down. One more on this side, lifting up. Let the elbow points pull down. Find a spot where you'd like to maybe find some stillness for the next few breaths. Again, you can always do this with just grabbing the fingers to the shoulders. And then inhale, let that release. We will come into the other side of that after we do another set of our pulses. So again, you're gonna wanna lean forward, sitting bones anchored down, squeezing between the thighs, long line from the tail to the crown of the head. And this time, we're gonna go low V, okay? So before we were completely out to the sides, and now this one we're low down. And we're gonna, again, pulse. So let's go, pulsing up. So if you want them to just be little bubby pulses, then you might go to where your end range is in your flexibility. And then you just keep on trying to build strength in that point by coming into these pulses. So it might not be high, it might be a little bit lower, that's fine. And you'll definitely feel this into the shoulders. Just keep breathing here. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. We've got another 15 seconds to go. Squeezing, squeezing. Breathe and soften into the jaw. Here, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Let's do the left side. So the left elbow under the right elbow, either grabbing shoulders or stack the elbows and draw the backs of the palms towards one another and maybe wrapping around, up, and pulling it down. And again, up, and drawing the elbows down. One more. Good, and if you'd like to stay there, you can. Maybe you want to lean back a bit or tilt the head one side or the other. Okay, good, and then we're going to release out of that. So we've got one more from this kneeling position, and with this one, we're going to try to have the body quite low and attempt to lift the arms off of the ground. Now you can do both at the same time. If you're not able to, you can use the leverage of one hand pushing down to then lift the other. So we're gonna let the body come down. You can just have a look if you need a reference, and the arms will stretch forward. Now some of you might have the crown of the head, or the forehead rather, touching the mat. And if you don't, that's totally fine. It can still be sort of hovered away. That's your choice. But we're gonna allow the lift of the arms and then the lower. Now, even if it's a little hiccup, that's fine. It doesn't have to be high, okay? And we're gonna do this for 20 seconds. You can do it fast or slow, but make sure if you're going quicker that you're not just crunching, and that you're giving yourself reprieve if you need to. If you can only do one hand at a time, take one hand in the center while you lift the other hand by itself. Okay, that's totally fine, and I'll tell you when you can swap and you can do the opposite side, all right? So we're gonna go. Let's start lifting and lowering, whether it's both together or it's one by itself. Good. So keep reaching through the fingers. Again, the lift doesn't have to be super high, but we're just trying to create that independent movement. Now, if you've been doing one side, swap to the other. We're trying to create that independent movement in this position. So we're working within our flexibility, but also building up strength. We've got another few seconds here to go. Lifting, good, 3, 2, and 1. Good, from here, coming forward, tabletop right away. Tuck the toes, round the spine, lifting up into your downward facing dog. Hips are reaching in the opposite direction that the hands are pushing down. Give yourself a chance to breathe. Again, trying to almost imagine that you're wrapping your armpits to face towards one another. Good. From here, any way that you would like to, the left foot is going to step in between the hands. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Left foot steps only to face the right side of your mat in a forward fold position here. So we're going to now take the hands to the lower back area. So the palms, they face back, and the hands, palms, they face out. So the elbows will work to push away rather than rounding and curling here. So you want to have a good wide stance between the feet, long through the spine, and we're going to pulse from a tabletop, standing up again, okay? So coming into tabletop, inhale, up to standing, and again, into tabletop, up to standing. So this movement is pretty basic. We're not looking to feel a crazy amount of anything here, but definitely after we do this a few times, you'll start to feel where the energy is being concentrated in the body. So we're gonna do this 2 more times. 1, coming down and up, 2, and let's finish in that halfway position. Now your knees can bend as much as you want to, and we're going to work to take the arms out and then bring them to the back body again. So sliding the arms out and bring them, hands, palms facing up. Out and hands, palms up. Keep going like this. Notice how it feels when the body weight shifts a little bit more towards the toes. Now, if you need to stack your hands, palms on top of one another on your back, that's fine too. Just be really mindful of how the shoulders feel. Maybe all you do is just tap the sides of the waist. If the hands are not able to go to the low back area, that's fine. We're here for another 5, 4, keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let the hands lower down. Slowly let the body lower down and go for a little bit of side to side movements. Letting the hips shift with the weight from one foot to the other. Letting the head release and relax as you do this. Okay, so now that we're down, we're gonna come back into the center. Again, as wide of a step as you need to, especially if you're feeling like hamstrings are not giving you a lot of leeway right now. Take the feet wider, bend the knees a little bit more, and we're gonna come into some twisting pulses. So drag the right or the left hand in the center. Inhale, peel the right elbow up, holding here. Just feeling into that position as the left hand pushes down, the right elbow reaches up, and let's swap sides. Right hand in the center, left elbow up. Now again, if this is not able to really feel good in your body, then go wider with your feet. That's fine to go wider. Give you more access so that you don't have to ask so much of the hamstrings. Let's lower it down. Inhale, right elbow peels up, holding, feeling into this, and lower it down. And left elbow peels up and lower it down. Now we've done this with the support of the hands on the floor. So let's inhale, draw the palms into prayer, come all the way up, just to give that a little bit of a reprieve. Okay, now as we're waiting here to do the next set, you're gonna draw the hands to the lower back and just lift the chin and lift the chest a little bit. So we're gonna be coming into that pulling elbow movement without the hands on the ground, okay? So let's draw the palms into prayer, lift the chin in the chest, come forward halfway, and pause here. Now without touching the ground, let your left arm dangle down. Now if your feet are so wide that your hand has to touch the ground and your wrist has to bend, then draw your feet closer together for this, okay? Let's draw hands, palms together. Inhale, right elbow up, and palms connect. Right up, palms connect. Keep going. Right elbow up, palms connect. Two more, palms connect. Last one, palms connect. Let's go left side, elbow up and down. 4, and connect. 3, palms connect. 2, palms connect. 1, palms connect. 4 on the right side, 4, palms together. 3, bend your knees as much as you need to. 2, good. 1, palms connect. 4 on the left side, 4, and connect. 3, and connect. 2, and connect. 1, connect. 3 on the right side, 3, palms touch. 2, palms touch. 1, palms touch. 3 on the left side, 3, palms touch. 2, palms touch. 1, palms touch. 2 on the right side, 2, palms touch. 1, palms touch. 2 on the left side, 2, and touch. 1, and touch. Let's go right, then we'll go left, then we'll go right. One more time, left, palms connect. Inhale, reaching up, nice and high. Open up, hands, palms on the lower back. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Just a little reprieve. Opening up through the chest, through the chin. You can have the chin drop down if you want, but just feeling, maybe the hips even come a little bit forward. Little pulse. Good. Let's lift up. From here, turn to the top of the mat. We're gonna lower the hands down. We're gonna step back to a downward facing dog. Hips are lifted, pushing through the palms, sending the tail up high, breathing into the body. Let's allow the knees to drop down to the mat. Take 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin. Let's do it again. Inhale, starting to look up. Exhale, round the spine. At the end, tuck your toes under. Hover your knees off the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, push down palms. 3, relax your jaw. 2, breathe normally. 1, downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back. Any way that you would like to get it, your right foot is going to step in between your hands. Now here we're going to drop the back heel down, and you want to see your heels either in alignment with one another or your right foot slightly out to the right side. The choice is yours, whatever feels better for your hips. And you're going to inhale, come all the way up to standing. So again, we're going to take some little forward pulses here, and we're going to add a twist in the forward pulse. So this front knee can be bent as much as you would like to, okay? And you're going to come forward halfway. We're going to allow the left hand to release down as the right elbow pulls up here, okay? And then palms will come together. Let's do it again. Left hand down, right elbow up, palms come together. 2 more like this. Left hand down, right elbow up, palms come together. Stay long through the crown of the head. Left hand down, right elbow up, and then palms come together. Inhale, lift the chin. You're going to turn to the back of the mat. Do the exact same thing on the other side. So check out your heels again. You can have heels in alignment, or your left foot can be slightly over to the left. Lift the chest, spine tall, maybe a little bend in the knee. Come forward halfway, and we'll twist. Right hand, fingers down, left elbow up, twist, and then palms in prayer. Let's go again. Reach long, left elbow up, twist, and then palms in prayer. Doing it again. Reach down, left elbow up, palms in prayer. 1 more. Reach down, left elbow up, palms in prayer. Inhale, lift the chest and the body upright. Turn all the way to the front of the mat again. High on the back toes. Drop the hands down, step back. Downward facing dog. We've got the knees to come all the way down, tabletop. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck chin to chest. 1 more. Inhale, belly long. Looking up. Exhale, round your spine. At the end, tuck your toes, hover your knees. 10 counts. Last time we're doing this. 10, 9, 8, push down. 7, 6, keep a tiny gap. 5, between the knees. 4, and the mat. 3, 2, 1. Let the knees lower. Untuck the toes. We're just going to sit the heels down to the buttocks. Maybe the palms turn up. Let the eyes close down and just find a bit of stillness here. Relax your shoulders. Okay, good. We can let the eyes open. You're just going to find your way onto your stomach. However you would like to get there, it's completely up to you. Laying all the way down. And we're going to come into squeezing between the thighs. So really squeeze between the thighs, but bend the knees so the feet are in the air. And however you would like to have your hands right now, it doesn't matter so much. We're just going to focus on the legs first. And we're going to flex the toes and then work the ankles and the calves away from one another. So if when you work the ankles and the calves away from one another, your thighs open, then squeeze your thighs back together. Ideally, you're doing this with something between your knees, like a little tennis ball or something to hold, so you have that frame of reference. But if you don't have that, then you're just really squeezing. We're gonna allow either the chin to come forward or the forehead to drop down. It's really up to you what feels better in your body. I'm gonna keep my chin lifted here. So squeezing between the knees and the thighs, we're gonna pulse, lifting the thighs. Maybe they lift off the mat, or maybe there's just an extra pushing down energy of your pubic bone into the mat. We're gonna do this for 10 counts. So lifting and lowering, 10, 9, 8. Again, they might not lift a lot. 7, 6, but you just want to keep squeezing like you've got that ball between the knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, draw the ankles together, let the legs lower all the way down, and then extend your arms long and forward to the top of the mat. Now, if your mat is really grippy, you're going to want to slide yourself a little bit forward so you can easily slide the hands. We're going to use the back strength to lift the body up without bending the elbows. So we'll go inhale, lift, 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 exhale, lower, lower, lower. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift, 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 exhale, lower. You might go on the fingertips or the palms flat. Inhale again, lifting all the way up without bending the elbows. Exhale, lower down. Keep going. So our tendency is once we hit a sticky spot is we want to go one at a time. The point is that you do them together so that you use your spine strength. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, coming up, up, up. Exhale, lower, all the way down. Last one, inhale, coming all the way up, lifting up, and exhale, lower, all the way down. Let's again stack the hands either chin forward, chin down, or forehead down. Squeeze the legs together, bend the knees, flex the toes, open up the thighs, and again, we'll try and lift and lower. Even if it's just little tiny amounts, squeezing between the inner thighs to lift the legs, the thighs off the mat. So I wouldn't say that mine really even lift. I would just say that I get more pressure with the pubic bone down, which means less pressure with the thighs on the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Let the legs lower. Now at this one, you can let the legs open a bit wider. So you might be able to see my legs out, okay, on either side of the mat, wider this time. Arms coming forward. Inhale, let's lift up, up, up. Exhale, lower, lower, lower. Inhale, lifting, up, up, up. Exhale, lower, all the way down. Again, inhale, lifting up, up, up. Exhale, coming down. As you lower the last one, we're going to hold. Inhale, lifting up, up, holding here. We're going to bend the right knee, squeeze the heel to the buttocks, and then lower that leg down. Bend the left knee, squeeze the heel to the buttocks, lower the leg down. 1 more on each side. If you'd like to add the head, you can look up as the right leg comes in and draw the gaze neutral. And then left leg, look up, and then lower the leg. Let's lower the body all the way down. Uncurled or curled my mat up for that because I found it worked quite well. And we're going to let the big toes connect, the heels flop open, and you're going to turn and look to your left, putting your right ear down on the mat. Relax. And then we'll turn the head in the opposite direction. And then we'll bring the chin forward. So we have a few more to do here, lying on the stomach. Let's take both arms forward nice and long and shoot the toes out towards the back. We can have the head neutral in the sense that the back of the neck is long, and we're going to lift left leg and right arm up. Left leg and right arm up. You're just going to feel into that in the body. Okay, let's lower that down, swap sides. Right leg, left arm lifts. Reaching forward as also you are reaching back, lower down. Now we're going to do that and we're going to swap in the air. So first right arm, left leg, then we'll swap. Left arm, right leg, and swap. Right arm, left leg, and swap. Left arm, right leg, and swap. Right arm, left leg, and swap. Left arm, right leg. Let's do this a few more times. Swap, hold, hold, swap, hold, hold. Last round, swap, hold, hold. Last time, swap, hold, hold. Let that lower down. From here, we're going to draw the hands under the shoulders any way that you would like to. You're going to push into tabletop, and we're going to come into a twist. So let's take the right hand up, maybe the left hand, it comes into the center, reach up and twist, and exhale, thread the right arm under and through to lower the right ear down, coming into this twist. So you can use your left hand in any way that you want to support the twist a bit more, to realign the hips, to maybe give you a bit more reprieve on pressure through the neck if you're feeling that. And let's use that left hand to push down. Inhale, come up, reaching high. Exhale, lower that hand. Inhale, other side. Left arm goes up. Exhale, threading it through. And lower the ear and the cheek down. Feeling where your body weight wants to typically shift. So usually we like to shift a lot of weight to the right knee as we twist to the right. So be mindful that when we keep the hips in alignment and we keep them as an anchor point that doesn't move or twist, then we encourage the twist to actually happen in the spine rather than in the hips. We'll come out of it, push down through right hand, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the hand down. We've got one more on the stomach. So coming forward, however you'd like to get there, laying all the way down. We're gonna bend into the knees and flex the feet. Bending into the knees, flex the feet. From here, hands, palms are flat. Fingers can be spread. We're gonna take a little bit of cobra. So inhale, lift up. Chin up, chest up. Exhale, lower down. Go like that a few more times. Inhale, lift up. Chin up, chest up. Exhale, lower down. Now, as you do this again, inhale, lift up. Feel free to lift your thighs off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Do it again. Inhale, thighs up, eyes up. Exhale, lower down. Now, if you haven't been lifting your thighs up, definitely do it on this last one. Inhale, eyes up, thighs up, hands off the mat. You can reach if you wish to grab your ankles. And if you would like to kick, you can. Now we're using the strength of the legs to really capitalize on the opening that we've created in the spine. If you choose to not grab and kick, you're going to be building up a lot more spine strength. But this feels like a nice little reprieve. Kick, let the shoulders release. Feel free to look up. And when you release from this pose, come out the same way you went into it. So hover the thighs above the mat, release, hover the hands, lower everything down, and right away push back into your child's pose. So knees can be wide, knees can be narrow. I find that a really nice child's pose after this type of work is to draw the arms in between the legs and turn to look to one side. And if you have turned your head, go ahead, you might turn to the opposite side now. And then we're going to slowly slide out of this. Inhale, lifting up. Let's take the legs and slide them around to the top of the mat. Go ahead and give the legs maybe a little bit of bounce. Maybe swish them side to side, or even bending the knees and giving this windscreen wiper effect side to side. Whichever of those feel good for you to do, or you might find something else. And then we're going to finish by opening up the legs into a comfortable wide-legged position. If this is quite common for you here, then you can definitely sit something underneath your buttocks. Sometimes even just this simple little rolling of the mat can work quite well to tilt you a bit forward, okay? And from this position, we're just going to slowly start with the chin down into the chest first. So allow the chin to drop down to the chest, but not allowing the shoulders to come forward yet. So we're isolating the release through the back of the body so that we open one area of the spine before we move to the next. Now, keeping the chin down, allow the shoulders to now start to round forward and pause. Letting the head drop. Letting the shoulders slump. And now we'll continue to let the head drop, let the shoulders slump, and let the chest drop down a bit more. Now at this stage, feel free to move your hands, maybe off the thighs. And the legs can be as narrow or as wide as you want. We're not necessarily looking to get stretching into the groin per se, although that might happen, but we're rather prioritizing this rounding of the spine. Now let your head go more. Let your shoulders go more. Let your chest and your ribs go more. Let your belly hang out. Definitely let your belly hang out, and let your body just round down as much as you would like. If you have any props, you can put them underneath your head. You can hold on to, say if you have a bolster or something, you can use that as support. You can always just keep your elbows on the thighs or hands on the shins. Hands can be in front of you, underneath you. Just whatever sort of position allows you to round a bit more. If this is really not working for the groin and the hamstrings, feel free to come up, to bend the knees, and let the body drop in between the legs with the knees bent. And as you're here, I just want you to keep dropping through the head. The head is going to be the weight that really helps the rest of the spine to release. So feeling into that heaviness, and it's one of those things that we often need to remind ourselves to surrender to the weight of the head so that we begin to really drop with gravity. Feeling all the muscles of the back of the body begin to release.
Perhaps you have a desire to even shift your body weight slightly to one side and the other. That can give you a bit of more targeting into specific areas of the spine. So you might prefer to just be in the center, or you might like a bit of sway from one side over to the other. We've got the last few breaths here. And then we're going to slowly uncurl, lifting the body all the way up and bringing the chin away from the chest. So at this stage, if you're wanting to lie down on your back, go ahead. If you're wanting to finish in perhaps a seated position or a kneeling position, that's an option as well. Whatever is going to feel nice for you as you come to the end of your practice. So finding that position for yourself, allowing the eyes to close down when you find that position and you're ready. And just taking time to acknowledge your participation in this practice, to acknowledge the capacity in which you were able to show up on a physical level, the capacity in which you were able to show up on an energetic level, and the capacity in which you were able to show up on a mental level. And then realizing that these three things, although they may seem separate, our practice and our movement, it intrinsically links these things together, whether we realize it or not. And that is the union of our practice that is so powerful to improve our health and well-being. So just acknowledging that, your efforts, your intentions, the time that you took for this practice today. Feel free to stay in whatever position you're in for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. You might feel a little bit sore tomorrow and the next day in your spinal muscles. This is pretty normal, so just take care of yourself. Stretch it out. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.